We're going to talk about this Cain Velasquez case because this is an incredible, amazing case. And for those who don't know, go back and listen to episode 5. We talked about it briefly on episode 4. But Cain Velasquez, who is charged with shooting the alleged CHOMO of his 4-year-old son, is still in jail.
Yeah, no doubt. There was rumors running around that he had got bail, and I was happy for it. You know, I thought he was out, but apparently right now they still got him locked up. Where, somewhere in Santa Clara somewhere?
Yeah, he's in the Santa Clara County Jail. He is denied bail, but his next court date is on April 12th. So I believe that he will get bail because everyone is entitled to bail.
I mean, I'm sure they pushing for it. You know what I mean? No doubt.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that you know how sometimes as soon as you get arrested, the judge at arraignment, you get your bail.
Right, no doubt.
But for whatever reason, they decided no bail on Cain Velasquez, and they're making him wait till April maybe.
Yeah. I'm probably trying to see how he responds and how he acts up until then. You know, what his disposition is. Probably listen to his phone calls. See if he in a state of mind where he's saying, I'm going to go after him again. Or, look, I know I messed up. You know, I really need to be home with my family. You know, it all depends probably on his attitude and his response towards the situation. You know, if he have any, you know, I can't say remorse because I don't expect him to have any. But maybe if he just have an understanding that I did wrong, you know what I mean, they might take that into consideration.
Now, the handful of times that I've been arrested, I was given bail every single time except once, and then I got bail immediately after. What is your experience with bail? Do you usually get your bail right away and try to take advantage of that?
Normally, I did, you know what I mean? And like I said, I kind of got a little too cocky with it, you know what I mean? By mentioning to the hey, man, 12 hours, man.
Oh,
you know, that was
you
my
talking
thing,
about
12 hours,
that
yeah.
Fed case, huh?
Well, no, even in the state, I get at them, look sheriffs in the eye, 12 hours, man. You know, I'll be right back out here, you know. And when I went to the feds, it's crazy you mentioned that because my attorney and the U.S. attorney had agreed to give me a bond, a $300,000 equity bond. So my mother-in-law, my wife, you know, they came with the deeds and everything, and they had already, because my lawyer said, listen, we're not going to go to court if they don't agree to give you a bond. It's useless, you know. She agreed to give me one. Carol Peterson, U.S. attorney at the time, agreed to give me a bond, $300,000 equity. We came with extra, you know, and but the feds came to the bail hearing. And went and had a sidebar with the judge, and the judge said he's not a flight risk. I believe he'll be at court every single time, on time. I'm concerned about what he's going to be doing in between those court dates. And they came in and shut it down. Whatever they told that judge, they had agreed to give me one. They shut it down right then.
So initially you was given a $300,000 bail?
Yep.
And then they took it back?
They took it back when the feds came to the hearing. You know, They actually showed up. So they went, like I say, talked to the judge, and they swayed her to, don't let me get it, you know.
And did they actually speak in open court saying, we think that FG should not get bail because of XYZ?
No, but when she said, I'm concerned about what you're going to be doing between the court dates, she pretty much told me that they probably thought that I would go hunting for somebody or looking for somebody to, you know.
So at this bail hearing, you had already figured out Mob James was part of your case.
No doubt.
You spoke to Drew about everything.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Because this a couple months later.
Okay, it's a couple months later.
Yeah.
Okay, so your everything's unraveling for you, and you figuring it all out.
Right.
Okay, so I can understand. Okay, they're basically in my opinion, they basically like, okay, he knows who informed on him. If we give him a bail, this can go bad for everybody.
This can go bad for everybody. I already knew what they said as soon as they said it, and
at that time you was probably on one, right?
You know what the thing about it is, like, my wife say this all the time. She says, almost probably good that you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not thinking, man. All you thinking is, I can't believe this, you know. But what the U.S. attorney did jump up and say, because I was a homeowner at the time myself, I had, you know, a few hundred thousand worth of equity myself. And she did jump up there and say, you know, it's funny that his mother-in-law bring her deeds and his fiance at the time bring her deeds, but nobody brought his. I said, well, they be working, man.
What is the issue about that?
Well, you know, I just figured that they wouldn't let me bring my own because I'm the, you know what I mean? So they made, I looked at it as they may say no based on I wouldn't mind jeopardizing my property. You know what I mean? So, like I say, I had others bring it, my wife and my mother-in-law. But she did jump up and say that, we kind of laughed a little later about that, because they be working. They know everything about you, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know. I didn't know you were almost got out on bail for that.
Mm-hmm.
But bail is important because, especially if you're gonna fight your case, because it's better to meet with your attorney outside of a confined environment,
No
to
doubt.
go to their office, to strategize, not do it over these jail phones.
Exactly.
Did you try to tell the judge, "Hey, I'm not even tripping on this dude. I just want to fight my case"?
You know what? I didn't because this was my longtime attorney. So we had an understanding that of things, And if he didn't press, I didn't follow the press, In other situations where he said, "No, I'm gonna put you up on the stand for yourself," he didn't like putting people on the stand his clients up on the stand, but evidently he knew it, in certain situations I can handle it, So he didn't push no further. I left it alone but I really thought I was finna get out. That was the whole thing about, okay, they gave me a bond, I'm finna go home. I can really I did have things to get in order, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it got shut down, yeah.
So you're talking about your attorney Frank DiGiacomo, right?
No doubt, yeah.
Okay. And who's resting in peace. He actually passed, I believe, 2007, kind of right during your
Not too
case,
long,
right?
yeah. It was a little while after the case. He had got sick during the case, but then he finally passed away, like maybe a year or two later. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this video clip of Streets and Scholars podcast with Alex Alonso and FG. If you want to listen to the entire episode, go to your favorite podcast platform and type in Streets and Scholars. But we're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. And thanks for listening to another episode of Streets and Scholars.